Avery and Maverick. I hope you had a great day today. I'm here to read you another story. It's called The Little Red Caboose That Ran Away. Once there was a little red caboose. He lived at the end of Merrimack train. Merrimack was a strong black locomotive. Behind him came the hard-working coal car. Then came a car that was old, and a car that was new, and a car that was yellow, and a car that was blue, and the little red caboose was at the end. One day, the little red caboose felt unhappy. I'm tired of always riding at the end of the Merrimack train, he grumbled. As he rumbled along, he said, I think I shall run away. He waited until he reached the top of a high mountain. It's nice here, he said to himself. So he let go of the car that was blue. He rolled onto the siding and hid in the grass. He listened. Toot, toot, said Merrimack's whistle. Rumble, rumble, went the hard-working coal car. And the car that was old, and the car that was new, and the car that was yellow, and the car that was blue went clickety-clacking along. But the little red caboose stayed behind. It was fun being lazy on the mountaintop all by himself. The little red caboose enjoyed watching the clouds float along in the sky. He liked listening to the birds sing. He liked looking at the pretty flowers. See the little red caboose up here? Now he's all by himself and the train is going away under the tunnel. But as soon as it was dark, a cranky old mountain goat came walking by. Bah! He cried and rushed at the little red caboose. He butted the caboose as hard as he could. Ouch! Yelled the little red caboose. Go away from me! Bah! Cried the goat, and he butted the caboose again and again. Look at what the goat is doing to the caboose. That can't feel very good. The little red caboose held onto the rails with all his might. Stop! Stop! He begged. You'll push me right off this mountain. The cranky old goat wiggled his whiskers. The little red caboose stood very still. He waited. The cranky old mountain goat walked away. And there goes the cranky old mountain goat back down the mountain. Oh, sighed the little red caboose, and he shivered. I'm cold and tired, and I'm all banged up. I don't like it on this mountaintop at night. And then he began to call, Merrimack, Merrimack. The little red caboose heard train wheels. Then, toot, 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 called Merrimack's whistle. Rumble, rumble, went the hard-working coal car. Then came the car that was old, and the car that was new, and the car that was yellow, and the car that was blue. Merrimack, Merrimack, here is your little red caboose, he shouted. He slid onto the track. He hooked himself onto the car that was blue, and Merrimack and all the cars rolled along happily. See the little caboose? He's back with his train, and there's the blue and the yellow and the red and the green and the coal car and the big engine pulling them all along. For 2 days, the little red caboose was as good as he could be. He went up and down the mountains. He raced through dark tunnels and over long bridges. On the 3rd day, he began to complain again. "I'm tired of rolling along at the end of the Merrimack train," he mumbled. "I think I shall run away." "Toot, toot," sang Merrimack's whistle. Rumble, rumble went the hard-working coal car, and the car that was old, and the car that was new, and the car that was yellow, and the car that was blue went clickety-clacking along. In the middle of a long, dark tunnel, he let go of the car that was blue. "No lights blink and wink in my eyes here," he laughed. "No auto horns toot, no boat whistles hoot. There are no cranky mountain goats down here." The tunnel was very quiet, but soon heavy freight trains whizzed through the tunnel. They left the thick clouds of black smoke behind him. The little red caboose began to choke, and then he began to cough. Then express trains dashed through the tracks. The little red caboose tried to keep out of their way. First he stood on his 2 right wheels. Then he stood on his 2 left wheels. Then he coughed again. That must have been really bad. Suddenly, a long, shiny passenger train backed into the tunnel. She switched from one track to another. She started forward. She backed up. Then, bang! She hooked on the little red caboose. Out of the tunnel she went as fast as she could. "Help! Help!" called the little red caboose as he bumped along at the end of the long, shiny train. "You have made a great mistake. I don't belong at the end of a passenger train." But the train did not hear him. The little red caboose began to call, "Merrimack! Merrimack!" "Toot, toot!" called Merrimack's whistle. Rumble, rumble went the hard-working coal car. Then came the car that was old, and the car that was new, and the car that was yellow, and the car that was blue. "Merrimack, Merrimack, here is your little red caboose," called the caboose. "Oops, my mistake," said the long, shiny passenger train. She let go of the little red caboose. The little red caboose took hold of the car that was blue. "I will never run away again," he sighed. "I belong here at the end of the Merrimack train." See, he caught back onto his train. The Merrimack train puffed along the shiny rails. "Toot, toot," sang Merrimack, the strong black locomotive. Behind him came the hard-working coal car. Rumble, rumble. Then came the car that was old, and the car that was new, and the car that was yellow, and the car that was blue. And the little red caboose came along at the end. He'll never run away again, will he? No, because that's where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be with the Merrimack train. That's where he belongs, and that's where he needs to stay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story. I'll be back soon. You enjoy your day, and if it's nighttime, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I love you both. Catch it. Bye, sweetheart.